There we go.
Mom took them away because I told her, I taught her the rating system for games. I was like, I remember. It's like, oh, well, can I get this T game? And she's like, oh, sure. It's like, are you sure? I mean, there's some stuff in it. And it's like, then she learned about it and she's like, oh. Next thing I knew, I regretted telling her that.
Man.
The less you tell your parents, the
My
better.
Halo. Yeah, it took Halo.
Yeah, just they're like Super Mario. You're like, yeah, Super Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
It's
Pac-Man.
very
Oh,
I
okay.
remember the game too. It was Oddworld, Stranger's Wrath.
Oh my goodness.
I wanted to get that game.
Which is like not that bad in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah,
especially
was a tame game in the grand scheme of video games.
Well, they saw how corrupted I became, and they're like, "Well, let's try something different."
Well, they failed.
Tone back.
I play Dark Souls now, and I made my friends play it too. They drank the Kool-Aid.
Oh,
You tried to get me to.
They hate themselves. Got it.
You tried to get me to drink the Dark Souls Kool-Aid. I was just like, "Nope, not a fun game. Sorry."
Yeah,
I ain't about that rage life.
I've never tried Dark Souls. I don't imagine I ever will.
I didn't either because I'm not a masochist.
Yep.
Well, I mean, hey, I will say it's also sadistic because after you get through the game, you can then torture your friends through it by helping them and then lying to their faces about how to actually beat bosses.
Hey, Davey. Yeah, that actually sounds more fun than the game itself does.
Oh yeah, it was so beautiful. I did it like 3 times. Let's just say I probably won't be able to do it a 4th if I still want my friendship.
Man. Yeah, that sounds like the highlight of that game.
Yeah.
By the way, we're live. People can hear us now.
That's fine.
We should
have
start apologizing now, or
I was about to go into a whole tirade of all the off-color stuff I could think of. Thanks for that.
Coinless's credit card number is 414.
Joke's on you. I don't have a credit card.
Joke's on you. I don't have money. Wait, do I see a mat, or is that a... No, that's... Okay.
That's all of us married people with kids.
Ah, yes, that is why I am not. One of many reasons. Moving on.
Moving right along. Do.
All right, so we are in a situation of we're about to interrogate, torture, kill something. This other dude, Price's lover, as Eric put it.
Come on now, it's all a ruse. They're just we don't know what papers they were looking at. It could have been like love notes or something. You know?
What we need to do is send a message to Price and just like open up a portal like 100 feet above his house and just drop the guy through it.
Yeah, that's
after we're done talking to him.
About Steven. He's still like all that he really knows is that Price opened his watch or whatever. He blacked out and then he woke up to fight a squid guy, and that's all he knows.
Yeah, that's true.
What happened?
Yeah, mental note for next time we have guests, we search them.
Yes.
Well,
check your
search
pockets.
inside his. It was in his wrist.
Well, in fairness, we did like bag him, and you know, we thought we got the drop on him.
We should have hosed him.
Like, yeah, I feel bad for the next guy we have the bag. He's gonna like he's being skivvies the entire time.
Step 1: cut his hands off.
We are not any good at kidnapping.
Or
I know, right? Damn.
Or modify. Go ahead.
I was gonna say we're not bad at kidnapping. We're just bad at keeping them kidnapped.
True. We got A for the kidnapping part of the exam, D for the whole keep them locked down.
What about me?
Yeah, right.
We should either do that or like have some kind of anti-technology barrier in the cells.
Oh, okay.
That
if
is
we
not
get anti-everything. That would be the best.
That is not connected to Argus, apparently.
Anti-life, literally a death chamber. I am okay with this.
Or We just extract their brains and interrogate their brain.
Put
and
the
leave
brain in a jar. Yes.
Brain in a jar.
Futurama. No.
Really hoping none of
Like
this is in
Futurama.
character, 'cause-
This is like a Dark Mirror episode of like,
You hear
your
they're
brains
bringing-
in the jar.
You hear they're bringing Futurama back again?
I saw that, yeah, but without Bender's voice, right?
Yeah,
only
last I heard they
show-
were still trying to negotiate to get Bender back.
The only show that's had more revivals is Doctor Who.
Did you ever notice that, like, if you,
Doug?
well, you'd have to own the box sets, but like, the box sets, the studio label on it is 30th Century Fox.
Yeah, I did notice. I had the I think the
Oh.
first 2 box sets, but yeah.
Very nice.
I did not know that.
Oh
All
my
right, we
God.
wanna-
5 is here.
What?
He is in game. He is
He
in.
entered the chat.
20.
Uh-oh.
So
I see him in.
we gotta wait for him to boot his system. Oh,
Hey,
there it is.
Hey!
Hey, he made it.
Hey!
I think he's frozen.
No,
he's
no.
not. He's moving.
No, that's
I-
just what his that's just what his face looks like.
Yes. Is your hair
Yeah.
green now? Did you dye your hair green?
I did. Do you notice
Oh.
anything else different?
You got the facial hair, right?
I
No,
noticed.
he's
I
always
noticed-
tried.
I
He's
know
like,
it's-
that's been there.
I noticed that you're here. That's different.
That is different.
Yeah.
That is a change of pace.
You are less than 20 minutes late, so that's a plus.
Yep. You're.
Yes.
We can actually like see your face clear enough to have opinions on it. That's
That's new.
that's
The camera looks better.
Is it the
camera-
poster to your left?
I was going for the lack of facial hair.
Ah,
oh, there's
black?
a lack
Oh.
of facial hair.
Yes, I used to have like this big scraggly beard.
What you
Not
what
as
you had
big
before
as-
is it was so thin that we can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
What's wrong with a thin like a scraggly beard?
This is what's wrong with it.
Yes.
No, it wasn't very full. It was
we know.
terroristic. I told.
remember seeing it in
Wow.
person. I know.
Wait a second. I'm one of the few guys that don't have a beard on this show.
Yeah.
yep, just you.
Baby face
Hey,
over here.
Oh,
Well,
Yeah.
Smooth as a
because-
baby's.
that's just your
oh boy.
I'm not allowed to have
Eric's
facial
job doesn't allow him to.
All us men with facial hair. Yep.
Yeah.
hair.
Don't worry, Eric. You'll hit puberty someday.
Maybe one day you'll be as
Ah,
big
no
and
way.
strong as me.
Your voice will crack. You'll go through weird phases.
Your body will do weird and wonderful things. It's
What?
That was one of the first things I did after I dropped out of the ROTC was
Go
I
through
was like,
puberty.
yep. Yeah,
Wait, are we
One
missing
of the first
someone?
things, yes.
was I started growing out all my facial hair.
Yeah, I started growing out my facial hair the moment I decided I didn't much care to deal with razors on a regular basis, which was pretty quickly after I developed facial hair. If I'm honest.
I
Yep.
can agree with this.
I hate
Same
shaving.
here.
I hate shaving. It's
Same here.
something I have to do every time. I'm like, I hate this. This is awful.
I'm not one for things you have to do every day.
I'm lazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think the only reason I still shave is because I get like a Tony Stark kind of beard growing in facial hair.
But not the
And
good kind.
It doesn't. It's like not filled out at all. So I'm like, I'm just gonna shave. It does not look good.
I
So
hate to
you're
say
like-
it, though, I don't get a good beard either, and I'm like, I just don't give a shit. Like, I just don't. Like, I don't care. I just don't want to shave it.
I've never actually thought about whether or not my beard is good. I just assume that I make it look good.
I think it fits you.
Oh God, Tim.
So Coinless is like the cameraman in Iron Man 3 then, I guess, huh?
Mm.
The
Don't think I
the
don't remember that.
doppelganger beard.
Move this a little closer.
But do you have the tattoo?
I don't have tattoos now.
No, you don't have the Tony Stark tattoo on.
That'd be cool.
Oh.
Tony Stark is my favorite Marvel hero.
Is he?
Even before the canonical series because I watched like one of the old like animated movies they had.
Oh yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, it was before Tony Stark was even like Robert Downey Jr. Tony.
Yeah.
I think he did a lot of good things for the look of.
Oh no, definitely. I'm just saying like you know, like it was a different personality surprisingly.
That was one of the complaints that I felt was least grounded, was when people were just like, oh, they're casting Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark. That seems terrible. And I'm sitting there going,
he's the perfect choice.
He is.
He's a drunk playboy. Like, how in the world do you think that Robert Downey
interview
Jr.
must have been
can't
amazing.
play this guy?
Yep.
All I really remember is
qualified.
like
I don't think he even auditioned. I think he walked in and said, "Do you remember these headlines?" And they said, "You're Tony Stark."
That's our man.
Here, give me some Coke. I'll prove it.
he just walks in like running a red light, a bunch of like parking tickets. It's like I'm your man.
Oh, by the way, for our Twitch overlords, I was talking about Coca-Cola.
That's right.
I'm pretty sure we're allowed to make drug references.
Oh, great. Okay, so yeah.
We can't
Cocaine.
advocate for it. Probably like,
Right.
Hey kids, don't do coke, even if it makes you cool. But it doesn't.
And that was said.
Can we advocate for Tony Stark to do it because he doesn't exist?
Tony Stark is a fictional character.
Okay, all right, Tony. Do
Stark,
all the lines.
Tony Stark is allowed to do drugs because he's fictional.
So if a character in game was like super, just like about selling drugs to people, that would be okay.
I mean,
yeah,
think about it. They play Grand Theft Auto on
Yeah,
Twitch, and there's like everything, you know. And that's just one game that came to my mind. I'm sure there's a bunch of other games that are.
Yeah, I'm pretty
worse.
sure there's games where you sell drugs that are allowed on Twitch.
So I'm gonna throw the pineapple out. I feel like there should be a.
All right.
A bearded pineapple doing lines of Coke.
Yeah, we need some fan art on that.
I need a graphic that I can show when people call pineapple.
I feel like, like Teams has got the little raised hand icon. I feel like we need the pineapple icon to like just pop it up and be like, it's pineapple.
I love that this whole thing started because Carol was talking about in one of her other groups that isn't even a game group. That's how they get it. And I was just like, that's a good way we're going to keep track on by using pineapple.
This is what I'm...
So anyway, you guys were talking about the other dude you kidnapped.
We have a helicopter now. We can actually fly over Price's house and drop the guy.
So like we know he went back home, or
are we borrowing the keys to that helicopter?
You guys don't know. You guys don't know where he went. No. There are 3 things I need to straighten out that I failed to do accurately last session though, and I just want to clarify them real quick. One is that I did the area attack wrong. You guys are supposed to roll a dodge against a DC, not he rolls to hit. Is how area attacks work. That's why evasion is an advantage that exists.
So that would have meant that Trip would have been still awake, and the rest of us would have still been knocked out.
Well, I don't know. What's your dodge, Trip? Is it 12?
Yeah, William's got the best dodge out of all of us.
His is 30.
Yeah.
No, what? No, not your dodge DC.
What
is your actual dodge?
14.
14. So you would have had to roll a 16 on the die or better to not suffer.
Oh wow!
I know the only reason I made it through is I got a crit.
Yeah, because Amanda actually got hit, but critted on
she shrugged it off.
Save. Next time we have an area attack, when we do it differently, I want you to know it's because I didn't apply the rules correctly.
Although William and 9 both have evasion.
Yeah, so
they'd have
1 or 2
5.
ranks. So you have 2 ranks.
ranks.
Yeah, so that would have been +5, so that helps. So that drops your die to 11.
Yes.
So you have an almost 50-50 shot. Against that.
Never tell me the odds.
Yeah.
Nice.
One of the other things is something that can be getting addressed quickly, but hasn't been yet, and it hasn't really affected anything yet either. But D, you weren't just sending a signal the whole time you were at the computer. Part of that time was also restructuring parts of the base.
What?
What? Whoa, that one hurts.
Now, it's not anything you guys would have noticed yet. I mean, D knows that it happened.
There's gonna be like a hole in the damn base.
All right, so that's
going
to be my first question to Arvis. What did I change?
But
Change everything back.
Would he have any recollection that he did this?
Yeah.
Oh, he would.
Yeah.
So he knows what he was doing.
Yeah, he knows what he changed.
He just had no control over it. Oh.
Yeah.
I hit the Control Z button.
Yeah. Control Z on reality.
Yep.
Undo.
Open the log. See what the log
That's
says
right.
on it.
Yep. Grab a notepad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to undo those changes.
Okay.
I don't want.
Yeah, that's
We
fine.
should know what they are first. I'm curious.
What did you do?
What did
Maybe
I do?
you did something positive. Maybe you're like, oh, I just added this alien cannon to the base. I don't know.
No,
Something.
it was if you look at the changes that he did to the living quarters, it basically appears as though they were being adapted into something more hive-like for roughly 4-foot tall creatures.
Ah,
Okay.
he was.
I was
laying out
terraforming the
welcome
base.
mat.
Yeah, you were terraforming the base for the benefit of the creatures.
Well, that's something you should stick in the file, I would think, right?
Yeah.
Like,
No, I'm gonna change it back. I'm not.
Note to self: aliens
No,
have
no.
terrible feng shui.
Right. I don't know. That might
Um,
help the other group at some point or something.
Quick question. What did I miss?
Oh,
All
yeah.
right,
We'll tell you about
Skippy,
that. in a
slept
minute.
through
Oh
it.
yeah.
You
Oh,
slept
yeah.
through it. You were hiding in the oven or something. I don't know.
Oh,
Um,
it was a shit show, but it was a fun shit show. I'll
It
give it
was.
that. It was-
You should have seen the look on everybody's faces at one point. It was beautiful.
I was unconscious.
So Price is a little bit out of our combat range right now.
Hardly, yes. He
He-
almost he like
He almost
paralyzed,
TPK'd the whole damn
almost everyone.
team.
and then he escaped by hitting something on his wrist. Not sure if it was a implant or he had like a wristband.
Yeah,
or
no,
something
it
that
was there was he was
taken.
wearing a bracelet. Yeah.
Dadgummit. We're stupid.
All
Yeah,
I'm saying is,
bracelets.
I bet he's really not expecting us to do the exact same thing we did twice.
No, we're just
This-
gonna shoot him in the head.
Yes,
next
this
time.
time-
attack.
The portal opens like that big, just enough for the muzzle of a rifle.
At point blank range.
Wait,
Yeah,
that
and then-
was
I'll roll a nat one.
and it
the
explodes.
last episode.
And yeah.
Nice.
All right. So the second thing that happened is apparently the other team had a squid thing get loose, a 4-foot tall alien soldier thing. So we had to hunt that down and make calamari.
Now, to be fair, you didn't actually have to. You just did
Well,
because you.
It attacked me.
What,
I wanted to be friends.
what actually happened was when Price disappeared, they decided that they were going to try to find him by way of tracking any mines in the base, and the mine that they found was not, in fact, Price. It was an alien. Much to everyone's surprise.
Except for Tim's.
Except for Tim's. Tim was not surprised.
Did Tim enjoy?
That would have
did
been
Tim enjoy
especially bad
watching
if Tim
us
was surprised too.
jumping from one conclusion to another?
I did, yeah. Now, the other thing is that there were two things that were supposed to happen that didn't, and that was just because I forgot they were supposed to happen.
Uh-oh.
But it's fine. They would have benefited you guys had I remembered them, but I didn't. So, my apologies for that.
Wait, what?
So more positive surprises in the future. That's good.
Yeah.
Like collecting them.
Now that I've been reminded of them, I'll try to be better about making sure they happen.
Oh, good.
As opposed to murderous aliens roaming our base.
Oh no,
And
that still would have been.
That's
happening.
still
Yeah.
that's still a thing.
All right.
Oh, and also, Matt, the other thing we forgot is when we captured Price, we also captured his secretary, assistant, somebody. So we're about to grill him.
Wait, I thought we killed that guy.
No, you shot him, but non-lethally somehow.
He was mostly dead.
He took a non-lethal 338 bullet through the brain.
Yeah, he took a non-lethal sniper round to the head.
I mean, if you think, there's stories of people like surviving a bullet.
He was
to the
staying
head.
alive for true love.
And
Oh,
yes, that is
boy.
apparently they're lovers.
That is a decision
that's
that
been
the
story.
group has reached, independent
No,
of any
that-
evidence.
That's
think
the
they-
decision that Amanda has reached.
That's true. Amanda
Yes.
ships them. I don't know why. So
We need to go into this interrogation acting as if they're lovers just to freak this guy out, or just make him really uncomfortable.
No, we go in there and go, we've got pictures.
You might as well tell us the truth. We have all of the evidence.
Man, I didn't know the body could rotate in that direction.
Hey, every politician is always afraid of those 3 words. We have pictures.
All right, so let's get this. Let's punt the porcine.
yes.
Do I need to make a con roll to eat space squid?
It'd be
Well,
fortitude.
you're not gonna know unless you try it, I suppose. would
I
be
mean,
the-
I'm still holding the
gosh.
giant calamari. That's where.
No, the giant calamari we put.
Oh,
in
is
the,
it
we put
dusted?
in the morgue.
We
No, we put it in
we
the,
put it in
uh,
the fridge.
Yeah, it was
I
put
thought
in
we
the-
had to.
It's in the Tupperware.
It's in the morgue freezer, yeah.
Yes, I think it's in Tupperware in the morgue freezer.
Well, that's where we left it.
But
So can I make a fortitude roll to taste it?
you could if you want to, I guess.
The question
mean,
is
do
whether
you
a
need
fortitude roll is
fortitude?
necessary. Tim,
Alright,
is a
so-
fortitude roll
Wait,
necessary?
who
I said
Who made it?
you're gonna have to actually you're gonna have to actually try it to find out whether or not you need to roll.
Okay. So
It
I
tastes
don't
like chicken.
I don't know where everyone else is, but
If
like,
you don't
I assume
if you don't
as
already
we-
know the answer to that question, you're gonna have to actually try it to find out.
Make
Yeah,
sure
I-
Amanda's around so she can raise you from the dead.
as we were kind of like leaving, I was wondering if like a small piece, like just break it off, just like taste.
Are
It's
you
kinda
gonna
like-
eat it raw?
Wait,
Well,
how
no,
many
I thought-
dogs eat squid? Come on
Well,
now.
Well, I thought it was like I remember like the last time we ended, and then like you burned it like to one of them to crisp with like a beam.
Wait.
I thought that's what
No.
happened, right?
No.
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 No. How did we
No.
end last session? Oh,
William's
gosh.
glass doesn't burn things. It just blasts.
like a laser.
Laser.
It's like
It-
Cyclops.
So wait, that doesn't.
Yeah, we're gonna
that
go with
wouldn't burn
Cyclops.
it?
Its light does not necessitate heat, so
It's an interdimensional punch, like
something.
Cyclops.
Sure. Let's go with that.
Portals to the kinetic dimension.
Yes.
Steven is hungry.
No.
And what
Just
we're about to
just-
find out, these things reproduce in a
Now-
very interesting
Oh
way.
no, that's right.
Steven, are you going to tell us that you're doing this, or are you just going to go and do it?
This is another bone incident, man. He just has cravings.
Because, like, I don't think we ever took a genetic baseline of you. Or did we?
No, we did because he was on the hood ornament, rare. Like
Okay, so we do have...
he was the hood ornament tracking while we were
Steven
looking.
begins to chew on the rubbery arm.
Hank was the hood ornament tracking.
Oh, was he?
Right.
But Steven was there, and I guess we did have a genetic baseline for him. So
I guess.
if anything changes genetically, at least we have that.
That's true.
He dead eyes everyone and begins to chew.
Oh, we're all there?
I guess
just
we're all
Like,
hanging out in the morgue.
did you go get it from the morgue and then go to where everyone else is?
The last thing Steven remembers is like wrestling a squid, getting up, and
As
then
a
that
wet
he just
dog.
that's kind of it. He was wet dog mode, and now after like that he's back to normal, shrinks back down to normal size, and Steven just like looking for something to eat, and he might have gotten a bit lost, and I don't think he's been in the morgue before, and he sees a bunch of squids. He's like, huh,
Squids? Plural?
I don't know. He finds what he
Squid.
finds.
There are two in the morgue. Yes.
He finds
There
the
are two.
plural.
Actually, yeah, you're right. There is
One
two.
of which we caused, correct?
Yeah. One of which you guys caused. The other one came that way.
So Hank
has gone through an autopsy.
So
Man, we
Steven's
need to
just
leave
kinda
something for the
wondering.
offline group to clean up.
It's like, well,
That's fair. That's fair.
This giant squid. It's like, oh, and it's like being cooled, right?
Yeah,
it's in the
fridge there.
morgue.
Yeah, so it's sushi.
It's in the morgue fridge.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it.
I think with the intelligence score of Steven, he's like, yeah, this is definitely really cool. Apocalypse sushi. He's gonna take a bite.
Cool. Yeah, give me a fortitude save.
This is
And
Steven.
here we go.
That one. And he's dead.
22.
Oh,
22 is fine. You're fine.
what does it taste like?
It tastes. So there's a degree to which it tastes like squid, but it's definitely like, if you try to imagine the difference between light meat and dark meat on a chicken, like this is dark meat squid.
Amanda would be walking into this
without
scenario
any like
and
ocean flavor,
and be watching him like as he's like gnawing on this like beef jerky, and just be like, her mouth would drop open and be like, ah.
Oh, hey, sorry, I was just trying some of the sushi you guys had in here. It's pretty good.
That's not sushi.
But what is it then if it's not sushi?
Just don't eat anymore. Put the rest back. And then Amanda would be like, grab it out of his hands, put it back in the morgue drawer, close the morgue drawer, emphasize by pointing at the word morgue on the drawer, and take Steven and walk him over to the guest quarters.
If this had been 9, he would have gone like, bad dog, spit it out, spit it out.
Rolled up newspaper, bad.
But I was hungry. I got lost.
Oh, Gina can turn one of the beakers into a bone or something.
There you go.
A beaker?
Amanda would be like, I would recommend getting snacks from the kitchen next time. The kitchen.
We need doggy treats.
All right, Amanda's
Steven
gonna
snacks.
ask the
Steven
group
snacks.
and be like, all right, what's the plan?
So we've got a prisoner who has suffered a somehow non-fatal brain bullet injury. I guess we need
You can
to try
feed
to
the
get in
squid
touch-
to him.
I guess we need to try to get info out of him one way or another. I mean, if force feeding him squid gets it, I mean, torture isn't my first option.
I'll get it. Steven turns to leave.
Amanda would grab him by the collar and be like, I need to stay right here.
I don't think it's... Call him your shirt, yeah.
Did we ever enable all the systems?
That's a Yarvis question.
No.
We should do that.
Yeah, can we, Yarvis? Can we re-enable all of our systems that are non-functional?
Sure.
Should we scan for any more unidentified life forms in the base?
Did we also? I mean, we could.
Wouldn't hurt. Or maybe it would.
Gina,
we're going looking for problems. We find problems, you know.
Gina, do another search for other mines. That's how we found the last one.
I think that was Amanda.
That was Amanda.
That was Amanda, yeah.
We got 2.
Does Amanda
we got 2
sense any
mental
other
people.
mines?
No.
Poor Tim. No. Okay. Nothing. Amanda's like, that was it.
Okay.
I'm assuming she's accounting for all of us and our prisoner guest.
No, she detects no intelligent life in this building whatsoever.
No.
That's a separate question.
That is fair.
Hey, D's intellect is 20, so
Book smart, maybe not street smart.
All right. So, what's
did
the plan with
we-
interrogating assistant?
hold on. I
We don't have a
want to
name, do we?
see if Arvis can pinpoint any like the cyber intruder.
What?
What?
What? Like where the incursion came from?
Yeah, where the incursion came from.
Oh. It was wireless. Like no one plugged in to do that.
Can we do a tracer out?
I mean, okay, so in order to do a tracer now, it would still have to be intruding.
No, if we had a log of where it came from,
Right.
a tracer out is just a reverse.
Right, but
Basically
how would you
a
have
reverse lookup.
So the question is,
If they disconnect,
is it possible to
to?
is it possible to have a trace? Is it possible to know where it came from if no one was tracking where it came from when it happened?
There would be logging. It would be like an access log.
Okay.
Yeah, but that could be a very
does
dead.
Does an access log give you a physical location from a wireless connection?
It will typically give you the IP, which you can then do a reverse lookup on.
Unless they used a VPN.
I was gonna say
Unless
a
they use a
VPN.
VPN, but
Do you think they would use a VPN? Like, I'm using a VPN right now. Like, come on
I mean,
now.
Well,
but do you think there are VPNs in the post-apocalypse?
well, do you think
Yes,
do you
yes.
think there are IP addresses when you're not connected to any
True.
sort of network?
Or computer.
Like, yeah, there's no network, so like an IP address isn't something that would really exist in this situation. Like, it might be able to tell you, oh yeah, the other computer that existed at the time connected to me, but that doesn't tell you anything about it.
And we're
Yeah.
assuming it's a computer that connected and not maybe some kind of super technology.
Well,
know,
I'm assuming
person.
it's the chick.
Well, there
Hub or
wasn't-
whatever.
There was a role. It's
That's
Oh, yeah,
a
there is
big
that.
assumption.
there's a log thing, so we have some sense of
Right.
a name, Millie
you-
or Mill.
Millie, yeah.
Well, yeah, that doesn't exist like in game though. That's just
Oh.
that was just the sheet that I was rolling it from.
What are you trying to do? Maybe we can come up with a different way to get the
Oh,
same
I
result.
can also call up what's her name? Is it Hub? What do we call her?
Hub lady.
Yes.
We haven't really got more. I don't think
I
we got a
mean-
name beyond that.
I have her radio signal. I could contact her on the radio and see if she was forced to do that.
So here's the other tough. Amanda would be like, here's the other tough part with that is that during our course of interrogating Dr. Price, we mentioned Hub Lady, so she's probably in danger.
Did we ever ask like the other guy we have's name?
Nope.
Nope.
Talk to
Nope.
him at all?
Nope. He's still unconscious.
He's still recovering.
Uh-oh.
It's time to make him unconscious.
All right. How are we gonna?
Splash
Maybe
some
we
water
should
on his
search him.
face.
How about
Yeah.
How about we search him first? Just in case he's also got explosives. He's
I mean,
just
that's an
unconscious. That's
idea.
easy.
Yeah.
Would I be able to smell if there's anything dangerous on him? Like-
Is there air directly traveling through the door?
I would
The
think
answer is
yes.
Like, is the air only reaching there through a ventilation system, or is the
Oh,
is the
It's
door
gonna-
permeable to air?
No, it's a force field.
it's a force field, but he does have heightened senses of smell.
Right,
so-
but he can't smell something that isn't there. Like, if it's not permeable to
We'd have
air, then scent can't travel through it.
Are
We
you
would
saying
have.
it's positive pressure. The cell is a positive pressure area where air is only going in and not really coming
Well,
out.
no, if air
Or
is going,
circulating.
if air is going in, fine. But the question is, if the air is entering the room through the ventilation system, then you have to sniff through the ventilation system because that's the only place that the scent can travel. If the force field itself is permeable to air, then scent can travel through the door.
So I will answer this. The cells will be on their own
Ventilation system.
life support, air system, because we don't want anything that possibly goes into them getting contaminated into ours.
Okay, so no, you cannot smell anything in there unless you access the air that's actually traveling into and out of that cell.
I mean, he's unconscious. We can
Essentially just
pull.
walk
We can.
in.
We can.
Yeah, you can just open the
temporarily
door while he's unconscious.
temporarily take down the force field and hope that Price doesn't do something remotely.
That's a sick son of a bitch if he's gonna blow up his assistant.
I mean,
Don't
he
worry,
left
you
his
can res him.
assistant.
I mean, true, but I'm just saying.
Did you know we had his assistant?
You don't even know that he is his assistant. All he said was that guy's a clerk.
I knew it. It's a lover.
They're butt buddies.
Yeah, he said that guy is a clerk. He didn't say anything about like any more details about his job than that.
All right. So, are we gonna search him for stuff? Amanda would ask.
William does not volunteer for the cavity search.
If we like drop the shield, I can smell, just see if it smells dangerous, and then go from there.
Yeah, that's true.
It's because Amanda's gonna be like, "This isn't his first cavity search." Oh my god.
D could do something cool with the computer.
Oh.
And what would that be?
We could make it so that the force shield doubles as like an X-ray scanner.
Hmm.
Immediately just gets irradiated.
Okay. Go for it. Amanda's
How
like,
powerful are
"That's
these
not a bad idea."
X-rays?
So D will type something on the console in the brig, and the force field will turn black, and then you see like the guy's skeleton and everything.
So that's definitely going to be a technology check. You're going to have to actually do that.
That doesn't feel like, that's not a take
36.
20. That's
All right.
That's a good roll.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, so it turns into X-ray. You don't notice there's nothing like on his person that really stands out as being like there's no weapons, there's no like weird little things like that. There are a couple things that are odd about this person's X-ray. One is that he doesn't seem to have a normal skeleton. Like, there's structure, like keeping the
this
shape
is
of the
obvious.
body. Well, when you're doing an X-ray and you're expecting to see
Okay.
a normal set of bones.
Very good.
Like, yeah, especially Amanda's like, hey, that's not how the human skeleton looks or works or functions. And the other thing is that there's two very tiny little dots, like metal, like almost microscopic, that are buried deep in kind of the chest cavity.
Can I do like? Is it a biology check, or would it be an anatomy check?
Treatment usually falls under
Yeah, treatment would handle
medical
both of those
assessment.
things. Yeah.
In the
All
book, it's like medical assessment.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was a crappy roll.
Okay.
That was
Jeez.
a 4.
What are you trying to figure out?
Just like the observations of the bones in those two little dot thingies that you said.
What are we looking at?
You are looking at what is definitely a synthetic body.
As
Like,
in
this is-
synthetic, as in like not
It's the vision.
bones. Is it
This,
Yeah,
this was like, this is definitely something,
adamantium?
this is something that was definitely made to look human.
It's a robot?
It's not a
Is
robot.
it a cyborg?
Like,
Is it like a
it's
or
made.
Does it look organic and
It is-
metal, or
it
is it
is-
like robot?
It
Clearly
is
robot.
It is fully organic. I mean, there's only so much you can tell about that from an X-ray, but
Sure.
it's not metal. Like,
It's a synthoid.
it definitely appears to all be organic. Like, the structures that are in it show up in X-ray the way that bone would. It's just not like, it's not a standard rib cage with these standard bones coming off it and all this other stuff. It's just structures that help hold the shape.
It's an Organobot.
and allowed
Orgaborg,
movement.
maybe?
An Orgaborg.
Didn't know we're
I
speaking
don't-
Swedish.
I don't like the looks of this. Why can't we just get? Why doesn't Nashua Center, the place with humans, have human, just normal people in there? No, no.
To be fair,
I
it's
thought
not a mutant. It's not a mutant.
I feel like synth meat would
It's not
smell
a-
different than
It's not a normal person.
What, does Steven want to try eating this too?
No, I thought the other stuff was sushi. Okay, I just
Steven
said
goes
that
in
was,
and
that
licks
was an
it.
easy mistake.
there's only
Anyone could have made that mistake.
it's the apocalypse. Everything should be giant, right? I mean, I'm giant sometimes. If I was big mode, it would seem like a normal sized piece of sushi.
I thought you were about to say it's the apocalypse. Everything should be edible.
It's a matter of perspective.
Yeah. To be fair,
Uh,
most things are edible. We just
True.
some of them take more prep than others, and there's moral
And
questions occasionally.
Ethics. Yeah. Test ethics.
So, D, what do you think the two dots are?
I don't know. I was gonna pull out the doodad and do a bioscan on it and see if that says anything, like about like what type of tissue it is.
Okay.
Do I need to do a roll for that?
Yeah, but it's not a high
Probably.
easy. You're basically
So,
just rolling to make sure you
technology
don't natural one. All right. Yeah.
Close enough. That was a 6.
All right. Now this is. What device is this?
The doodad,
The which doodad?
the one that has the biological scanner / portal scanner.
Oh, okay, yeah. You're not picking up a genetic signature.
Huh.
Why does it need genetics if it's constructed? Yeah, I
I'm
guess.
just wondering if it's actually like
I mean, the
No.
actual material seems to be vaguely human.
It's a meat Gundam piloted by a tiny robot.
I mean,
That's not
technically,
That's pretty damn clever.
we're all
oh,
meat Gundams piloted by our brains.
Yeah.
So
So,
yeah, I'll zoom in.
zoom, enhance.
Yes, on those little dots.
Do you have something that can zoom in on?
Just pulls out a telescope from around the corner.
That would definitely not be a telescope. A telescope is
I
not the
mean-
correct device for this.
X-ray. An X-ray machine is naturally high resolution.
Yeah.
So this is just kind of zooming into the on the
Okay.
force field. It's like it's just zooming in on a screen.
Is it
Okay.
like safe
It's
to
a
be
touch-
standing
it's a
near
touch
this?
Yeah, that's fair.
touch-
Okay, well, in the height, kind of just zooming in on the picture, these dots are tiny, tiny, tiny.
Like smaller than a pinhead.
Oh yes.
Jeez.
Like
Gonna have
smaller
to do
than
another technology roll to make a
microscopic version of this
yeah, whatever the super microscope or whatever it's called.
electron microscope.
Electron.
Electron microscope.
There you go.
Thank you.
What if Steven shrinks down to like Hank's size and then looks through a microscope? Would it make it easier because of
No.
No.
Well,
I mean, like if you see through a tiny hole,
So
it's clearer than you see through a big
the microscope only has so much magnification. Like it doesn't
Yep,
matter how
so-
big you are.
There we go. D types on the thing.
What if-
and
What if Steven goes full Ant-Man? It goes to subatomic level, and then
Can he
gets
do
right up
that?
next to it.
then he gets stuck in the quantum realm.
Hit level 8, and I have a few. I could bump it. I could probably.
And then he has to find a rat to turn on the portal device. That's the true hero of Endgame.
yes.
That mouse.
I
Why
think it
couldn't
just-
the rat have done it years earlier? Huh? This whole story could have.
See,
You know, there was no
That's-
CGI involved in that. They just trained a rat to do that.
That's
so
the
adorable.
thing with Stephen Strange, with Doctor Strange's whole thing in Infinity War. That was the one reality where the
With
mouse
mouse.
runs across and
In
hits
just
that
the right
button.
way. Yep.
Man, Doctor Strange is really banking a lot of miracles.
On the what was it, like 14 million different realities
yeah.
that he went
Something like
through.
that.
He
Yeah.
went for the one where the rat was. Oh.
Yeah.
All right, so it's gonna cost shrinking 20 with the atomic extra, which is a flat 1 point. So we're looking at 41 points spent on shrinking. Allows you to shrink down to the molecular or even atomic level.
So it can be done, but it's way too expensive.
It is quite expensive.
I have 14 points, and I already have like.
Nah, it's okay,
14
dude. It's okay. Like, yeah. We'll
But I
come
mean,
up
I
with
wouldn't
that
need to
way.
get atomic, right? I thought it was just like pinhead size or something.
Right.
So if I got like to, like half a pin, like an inch.
Half a pin.
Like if I got to an inch, then it would be like big enough, like baseball size.
Not half a pin.
D, what do you think it is?
I'm zooming in. I'm trying to figure this out.
Okay. So you have made basically an electron microscope thing.
Yeah.
You zoom in, you get some more information. When you finally are able to see it, something approaching clearly, because electron microscopes have some limitations on them. When you're finally able to see it somewhat clearly, it looks an awful lot like one of the chips that you pulled out of your arm.
Fascinating.
Great.
There's 2 of them.
There are 2 of them.
Does D share this with the group?
Yes.
Then, so we're dealing with a mutant? Question mark? Or just someone they want to control?
Yes.
Well, let's wake him up and find out.
Before we wake him up, can I try to read his mind and see if I get any response back?
How do we wake up something that doesn't have a brain?
Slap it.
He is definitely very unconscious. Like,
How do you read the mind of something that doesn't have a brain?
Well, we're gonna find out real quick. If
What
it's
that also makes it this makes it canon. So if we did shoot him through the head, then it wouldn't count as lethal force.
you have no idea.
Oh.
Did he have a brain per se, or what did this brain look like?
Yeah, there's not an actual brain in the head.
Is he
So
like
that's
a giant?
why the headshot didn't kill him.
Is he like a giant amoeba with just like?
Yeah, decentralized organs.
yeah, is the brain
Jesus.
obviously somewhere else?
Well, we can assume that. Oh, so those microscopic dots, is one bigger than the other?
Yes,
Which one is the bigger one?
the one that's further up.
So that's probably where the brainstem is.
Amanda's like, that's kind of a leap, but okay. Brain's got to
Well-
be somewhere, right?
The
Right.
cerebral implants were if we theorize that those are the chips.
Okay.
The bigger one is the brainstem's chip. So
Okay,
if we go
but that's
along
a
those
theory.
lines, then that's where the brainstem would be. Yes.
Sure.
Based on theoretically.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like, it's a hypothesis. I don't know how we test that.
I mean, I think there's some validity to it, but we'll have to see.
I mean, I have this little nifty remote control.
Yeah,
Do we
you
get like
certainly do.
smelling salts?
We could hit the zap button and see
So
what
wait.
happens.
Did Gina get anything on a mind read? Can
He
Gina
hasn't-
read the mind?
Gina hasn't rolled anything yet.
Yeah, you have to actually roll for that.
Let me see.
Amanda would be like, getting anything, Gina? Does he even have a mind?
Pause
At
here.
this
Let me-
point,
let me
anything-
check.
Anything's on the table.
Let me check on mind reading.
So what we figured out, though, considering it's synthetic, it's not
Yeah.
Bryce's lover; it's his sex doll.
It's a sex bot.
Yes.
But it's not wearing it's not wearing a gimp.
All right, so you roll 1d20 plus your ranks in mind reading, and he rolls will, and whoever wins, and it, if you win, then the degree of success determines the degree of how deep you read into his mind.
Hopefully, the will is the same
He
as
can defend
a
while incapacitated.
Ah!
of.
Wait, he can defend while incapacitated.
Yeah, this is a passive defense.
I give
Fortitude, toughness, and will are passive defenses.
I'll
Yeah,
give my point to my hero point to
redo
Dina
that.
to redo that.
Can't be any worse.
Amanda be like, "You're in my
That
mind."
is categorically true.
Wrong
Your
mind.
computer could crash, so it could be worse.
Alright, well, I'll wait to roll until you do your reroll. Because officially, rerolls happen before you know the results, so...
Yes.
Okay.
Not.
Okay.
The name makes more sense now.
Hall online.
Well, because there's a version of this character that is not that is in the World of the Offline group.
Ah, very good. What is so? Gina gets nothing, but knows that there's a mind.
Yes. There's definitely a mind that you just could not penetrate.
Well,
We
the
could
bullet
just try
did,
like
but-
waking him up normally.
That's true. You haven't tried talking to this person at all.
Which William has been suggesting this entire time.
Which
Well,
is
I
true.
think I agree with William. Let's go in and talk to him.
Amanda be like, "We talked to the last one. That didn't work out as
If
well."
you
so.
if you go
Can
in
you
that
really blame our
cell,
hesitation?
I am putting that stupid force field back up.
I thought it was still up. You just switch it to an X-ray.
I didn't say I was
Yes,
going
but if you
in.
go in, I'm going to.
Yeah, you had to drop it to go in. So
So,
I've been the guinea pig before. I'm comfortable with this slate.
I will.
Yeah, but how you're talking negotiation skills there, pointless.
Well, I
Like-
mean, if no one else is gonna talk to him, then Steven
Are we
feels pretty
talking about-
confident.
Talking or
Before
talking?
we do anything, I'm gonna scan for those chips.
Bracelet
Frequency.
chips.
The
Oh.
frequencies.
okay.
That was awful.
Oof.
Yeah, you get nothing.
2.
Ugh. Hold on. I'm
Is
gonna
he doing the thing?
I'm
Of
gonna
course he's
reroll.
doing the thing.
I'm gonna reroll. It's not like I had 30 points. Oh, that's not even better. Wait.
Slowly moving on up.
I mean,
Well, you did get a better roll.
it was an improvement.
Yes,
I did.
right.
It was
You
a
can't-
3 as opposed to a 2.
Can't argue with that fact.
So for those that are watching, my technology roll, my first roll was a 23, and then my second roll was a 24.
No, they saw that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Steven cracks knuckles. Okay, boys, time for me to head in.
I mean, I guess I could take
Wait,
20
are you
to
going
do that,
to-
right?
Are you going
Well,
to
not
hit him?
now. You've done your reroll. You've done it, and you've done your reroll. Some circumstances have to change before you can roll it again.
You can't just burn hero point after hero point after hero point
Yeah.
after hero point.
I get like D. Let me in. Thumb just raises his thumb confidently. I got this.
Okay. Well,
Amanda's like, "I'll go in with him." Are we gonna let
Good.
him do the talking?
Make sure he doesn't try to eat the synth.
You don't know that I tried to eat anybody. That you're aware
he'll lick it. He hits a button. He hits a button. The screen the screen disappears, and you see the little shimmer, and the force field is lowered.
Now, am I able to smell inside?
Yes.
What do I smell anything different about, this guy compared to normal people flesh?
A bit, yeah.
And D will be like, "The door's open. Get in."
He definitely.
I do it as I walk in. I'm smelling the air.
I mean,
Amanda will follow in after him.
He smells like generically human.
Generic human.
Yeah, so like you know how you can kind of track individuals by scent, like oh this is what this person smells like, this is what this person smells like. Like there's nothing. You're realizing now that there's like a baseline human scent, and then like individuals have mutation like variances on that, and this is apparently just what baseline human scent smells like.
I'm just like mentally, Steven's just kind of connecting this to when you go to a store and you buy. Like, has it like that new item smell?
Yeah,
it's like that new human smell.
Yeah,
he's the unscented candle of humans.
Yeah.
D will put up the force field again, so there's a shimmer again.
Steven's gonna start very simple, just kind of like do like this slight like cheek tap, like, "Hey, buddy, you awake?"
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna have to actually like. This person's gonna need some medical attention. Like, I can't recommend shaking him.
What if? Okay. Steven kind of turns to Amanda, and it's like, I have an idea.
Oh,
he just turns back.
Amanda's got. I'm listening. I'm listening.
He just turns back to him, and like, I don't know if squid dog breath is a good smelling salt substitute.
Might be.
But he's gonna just go.
This feels like a roll for the hell of it.
It is a treatment roll. Yeah, you go ahead and do a treatment roll. You might have some minuses involved. We'll see.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All the minuses.
That's about right. That's about
Congratulations!
It was a 3.
Nice
Suffocated him.
It was a 3.
Suffocated him.
That is officially the lowest roll I think we've had in the entire game. You know,
Amanda's like, man, that's
We've had a -1 before, but we've never had a -1 that was then going to suffer minuses.
Oh. How many minuses was he going to take?
Like 5?
So, -6.
Yeah, that was a -6.
Dang,
So
I could
we'll
have
put that in the achievement list of -6 being the lowest number.
There you go. You've won the coinless degree. You've won this coinless award of excellence.
So you
underneath Dice Hog.
You literally killed him. That's negative treatment.
Yeah,
he's definitely not better.
Well, he doesn't have long.
He's doing saving throws, death throws right now.
D vents out the disgusting squid breath.
He does have.
Amanda holds her nose.
No, he does have some structures that like definitely like Amanda will notice. There are structures that seem to function as lungs. There are structures that seem to function as a stomach. There are structures that do certain things. Like
so I managed to make
there is a digestive system.
Weapon.
Basically, like there's a digestive system, there's a nervous system, there's all the systems that you would normally have, but they were clearly designed by somebody who doesn't know what a human version of those things actually look like.
Interesting. Squidborgs.
Oh god. Squorgs.
Squorgs. Yeah.
Amanda's gonna be like, "Do you want me to take this one?"
I think my breath is an attack now.
It might be with all the minuses. You just invert that, and it's gonna be like.
Right. Now, if 9 was here, he'd say, "Yeah, Amanda, breathe in his face with that margarita breath."
Man,
William,
don't mind if I do, and then she would bring out a drink and be like,
I'm curious. What if you crit fail on a treatment roll on an enemy? Would that count as an attack?
If it suits the story, sure. If it makes the scene better for everybody, then I'll
like
allow
a -9.
All right, Amanda's gonna try to revive him, but not necessarily help his heal his condition any.
What they do now?
Okay. Well, that's just treatment. Yeah. Again. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
You can heal him basically as much or as little as you want at that. I mean.
Enough for him to be awake, but clearly not to be a threat.
Right. Now, once he's awake, though, he is at a condition that will recover after 1 round. So, like.
Yes.
Get the ropes.
I can breathe on him again.
You certainly could.
I knew
Amanda would.
I knew a guy who tried to use breath attacks as like in real life. he already had bad breath, but he would like take a chomp
Damn.
off an onion
Oh
at the
my
beginning of a fight and try to.
That's clever.
It's effective.
It wasn't. He tried it on me. It was not. It was not
Just
effective.
makes you angrier.
It was just.
enrages
It was
you.
just. It was one of those things where I was just like, when you're done doing this, can we actually have this fight that you wanted to have?
But is anything really effective on you, Tim? That's the question.
I don't know because that dude also tried to bull rush me a couple times, and that was not effective either.
You told me this one.
Yeah, that was the same guy.
That guy. That guy. Anywho.
So Amanda will
I actually did lose
administer
one fight, but I'm not going to tell you how.
administer a medication to slightly wake him up narratively,
Okay.
and then just enough to wake him up.
All right. He's groggy and kind of grumbling, and what?
Do you know who you are?
Yes.
Do you know where you are? What's the last thing you remember?
Last thing I remember was reviewing paperwork.
What type of paperwork?
I don't know, official paperwork.
What year is it? She would take a pen light and examine his eyeballs.
Yeah, they're gonna dilate normally.
You were involved in a heavy blast.
Where is it? Oh, that's why I'm in the wrong thing. As to your question about when it is, he's gonna say 2029. What kind of blast? What?
What's the last thing you remember? You're looking at paperwork. What else?
That was the last thing I remember. I was looking at paperwork, and now I'm here.
Do you know who we are?
No.
Okay. Amanda would telepathically enter the link and say, "Okay, guys, what do we want to ask him?
So
Why do we want to play
you
this?"
were lying to him when you said about a blast, because he was not part of a blast. You need
Well,
to
a
roll.
muzzle
We is
muzzle
brain
blast.
blasted.
That's definitely not the same thing.
What role?
Deception.
What role do you want me? Deception?
Yes,
That's
because
strange.
you're lying to him. Okay.
Oh shit.
We're starting this off on a good foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get ready to put the put
In
the
fairness,
door
the
back
boy's
up.
insight is 27.
He's got a 20 on insight. Jeez. Like
I know, seriously.
Have
He's the assistant, for Christ's sake.
situations,
The assistant.
has the situation changed? Can I scan again?
I don't see what on.
What were you scanning?
For the stupid frequency for his
No,
chips?
the conditions regarding the chips has not changed.
No.
You have to actually like move the chips or something in order for the situation to change.
So he knows that I bullshitted him a little bit.
Yeah.
What's his reaction to that?
He kind of looks at you funny at that point, but doesn't say anything about it right now.
He's going to murderate you, and I'm not going to pull down the force field.
Is it obvious to me that I know that he's picking up that I bullshitted him?
Well, he's trying.
Is his
to...
nonverbal cues like, oh, like that's not working?
Yeah, you can. You know that. You
Oh,
know
he
that
didn't buy
he's.
it.
You know
I
that
know
he
that
didn't
he
buy
knows.
it. Yeah, you know that he knows. But he's not saying
you
anything
know.
about that. He knows that you know that he. No, he doesn't know that you know. Though.
He knows that you know.
Oh, Paul rolls insight. He rolled deception again in the infinite loop. He knows that he knows.
He
she
knows that
he
you know that he knows that you know.
Should I roll it just to keep it going? No, just kidding.
Does Steven
The
need to
next
break the
hour, there was
cycle
rolling.
by asking a dumb question?
What?
What?
As far as I know.
Sure. Steven's gonna hop in this.
So Steven's just gonna go up to him and put his like hand on his shoulder. Like, hey man,
Paw,
it's
hand.
it's
paw.
both. It's a hand with a.
All right.
So it's like, do you know that you're a meat Gundam?
Oh, what?
You know, you're like
Amanda
not,
turns and stares back at the rest of the group outside the cell and be like, seriously?
like
yeah, completely that. That was completely it. Like,
the outside of your body doesn't look like the inside. You got like these things in it, and you're not quite like you don't look human. I mean, I don't look human, but I mean
He
that's
has a
besides
snapshot
the
of the
Amanda-
X-ray and flings it up so that it displays
Yeah, there, it just
on
points
the
to
force
it.
field.
Amanda would
that's
mention
you.
that you don't. Do you realize you don't have normal physiology?
What?
I don't think you're human.
He should
Well,
roll
did
a
D actually
perception
throw-
to see. Yeah, I did. I threw
D-
it up on the.
Yeah. It's like
Amanda would gesture and point at the X-ray of this is your body as by X-ray. It
okay.
doesn't look like a normal
This is your
human
brain.
body.
This is your brain on drugs.
Okay,
This is a frying
what's-
pan.
What's wrong with it?
That's not
I
a
guess-
standard human being's internal structures.
Scan Amanda to show him the difference.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Fine, scan me to show the difference. I don't care.
Yeah, scan
You're
William.
You're not
in the
inside.
cell.
I thought the
Yeah.
X-ray was never taken down. I thought that was like if you took down the barrier and it came back up, but the X-ray thing wasn't ever shut off.
Yeah,
Right?
I said I shut it off.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if
All right, go ahead,
I-
scan. Go ahead, scan. Amanda be like, go ahead, scan me.
Should I slightly increase the radiation, X-ray radiation? Just
you
kidding.
know, make us roll fortitude checks.
B hits a button.
Honestly,
It's-
the amount of X-ray juice,
it
the amount
scans
of rads that come
Amanda.
out of X-ray juice is not much.
It scans Amanda. On the X-ray, you see a metal object next to her hip. I'm like, she has a flask on her. And he puts that up on the screen next to the other X-ray.
Amanda would take out the flask and start drinking from the flask, being like, yes, I do.
Well,
Oh, another question for you, Tim.
Yeah.
What is the sexual orientation of Paul online?
You have no idea. I mean, you could ask Paul.
Are you interested?
Because
Yeah, is
I have
this-
the
are
advantage
you
of
into this
attractive.
guy?
I have the advantage of attractive, so therefore I get bonuses to deception, and it
To anyone who
rolls.
finds you attractive.
finds me
Uh-oh.
attractive.
Okay.
Oh, so we need to
what is
rethink that
what
previous
is the
roll.
well? What's the bonus?
I get plus. Wait, let's see. +5 to deception and persuasion for those who find the female.
You have
a woman.
two ranks of. You have two
I have
ranks of
2
attractive?
ranks in it.
Okay, so
Not
yeah,
limited
+5.
by power level.
Okay, so yeah, your insight, your deception did work then, so he didn't pick that up.
Yes.
So he's straight. Darn it, he's not.
Well,
He's not
he is
Well,
he is at,
well,
he is at
he's
least
at least
fine.
he enjoys the company of women.
Yeah, he at the very least he finds
Female women.
women attractive.
women.
Whether or not he finds
go
men
both ways.
attractive is another discussion entirely.
This is true. It is not a binary world anymore.
That's right. Love knows no bounds.
Especially not in the post-apocalypse.
No, I mean, yeah.
If Fallout
Times are
taught
tough.
me anything,
Times are tough.
if Fallout taught me anything, love happens in all shapes, sizes, and power levels. And
Power.
there's got to be
Whether
at least
you're made of-
one guy
whether or
married to a
not you're
rat
made of
out
metal.
there.
Oh, Fisto.
All right.
right.
So, all right. So he bought the blast, and so I'm trying to convince him that
He has non
He has- non-human physiology.
Okay.
Is that a roll? Am I persuading him to believe that, or is that a,
I mean, you can roll if you want to, but
or is that just an inside check on his part to be like, do I believe this?
well, I mean your skeleton is now showing next to his, so you can see that.
So it would be a.
So
perception.
Amanda would be making the comparison, like, this is a normal human by X-ray, and this is yours.
Okay.
Note the differences of the skeletal structure.
D thinks to himself, it's a human, not a normal human.
Did you know about that, buddy, or was this like new information for you?
I didn't know that.
Why'd you say it like that?
Well, because
You didn't know, like, did you have some suspicions?
Yeah. Why did he say it like that?
Yeah,
Is he-
that's not what he said isn't what he said is not true.
I'll
I
make
feel
it.
like I need an attorney to get through
Doubt
this.
me right now.
Well,
It's
he
not-
had,
Not true.
he had suspicions, like why he peed motor oil instead of urine. Like,
Oh man, it's coming together. I'm
Okay,
a
if you're not
lawnmower.
human, what do you think you are if you had those sort of suspicions? Like,
I-
ballpark.
I
I mean, it's like
is this important? Like, am I free to go?
After you answer the questions.
well, we just stumbled upon this. We thought you would want to know that, like, I mean,
this is all free. This was not.
this is free healthcare here.
Okay,
It's fine. It's like we're just trying to help you out, buddy. Just to
I
let you know that, like, we're noticing some subtle differences.
I appreciate that. I will keep that in mind.
Did you know that you were working with Price, and you know that he's kind of like a supervillain?
Just way to just lay it all out there.
Well, that's a roll. like,
I
I feel like
I don't know about
Roll
the-
initiative.
just told your boss. I mean,
Roll-
maybe he doesn't. Your boss
Steven
is a
rolls
super villain. I
honesty.
mean, like, we know. he's a
I mean, he's not.
supervillain.
He's not
He's-
like. He's not a great employer, but I don't know if I'd go to super villain.
Well, I mean, he has like a girl locked up inside a prison. It's kind of, you know.
Amanda
What?
would like
That
cue
he's
Amanda would
torturing.
cue in.
Is it-
Do you know anything about a lady that's connected to a lot of wires in Nashua Center?
No.
Oh. I would do an insight check to make sure that, like, I'm not being bullshitted.
All right.
Or
Yeah, no, he's telling the truth.
Would you
So
know
the
how to
synthetic
find?
guy
No.
doesn't know anything about it.
Do you? I guess like
What-
Steven's like. Yeah. No, you continue.
what's your Amanda's like? What's your role in Nashua Center? You assist Dr. Price? What do you assist him with?
Well, I don't directly assist Dr. Price. I'm a clerk at the town hall.
Well, what do you do as a clerk at the town hall?
File paperwork mostly.
That seems like insight.
What?
Yeah.
Why
file
you?
paperwork.
Why would you file paperwork late at night with Dr. Price?
I was. I was.
All right, put the money where it is. Everyone, place your bets. Lover or assistant? Why are you delivering paperwork at 10 p.m. at night? Mm-hmm. It's kind of late for a clerk to stop by.
I was asked to deliver some paperwork to him.
Amanda would go mentally to the
Insight.
to the group and be like,
D fails his insight check.
Yeah, he's telling the truth.
"So is it? You think this guy's wrong place, wrong time guy?" He's
What
just
I'm going to ask
the
the
clerk.
mental link is,
He's-
why the hell is there a synthetic person working as just a clerk?
Are Nashua Center people like robots, or is there a robot community?
I
or-
guess we got to kidnap more of them and check.
Do you remember like
I
how
feel like
far
they-
back do your memories go, Paul?
That seems like a very personal question.
Well, yeah, but we're in a very personal situation. Just kind of looks around. It's not quite place for secrets.
There is an X-ray of several people's bodies on
Right.
the wall. So
Does
like,
the bad breath affect him at all? Is that intimidation?
No, it's not intimidation to have bad breath.
Despite what that one guy that fought you tried to think.
Yeah.
You have
he
any
failed
kids,
his
Paul?
Yeah.
intimidation role.
Patrick was very confused about that, apparently.
Oh, Patrick.
Yeah.
Patty.
You have any kids, Paul? Family?
Amanda's like
know
looking,
you.
staring Steven
So
like, what? What's that all about, dude?
He's gonna say. So these questions started out sounding very medical, but this place kind of looks like a prison, and now you're asking me a lot of non-medical questions, and I would very much like to know what's going on.
Okay, well, you see, under the assumption that Price is a supervillain, just throwing it out there, we may have not been the most congenial when dealing with him, and now we have you here. We'd like to ask you a couple of things, and hopefully, no one dies. Yep.
What?
God.
He's gonna look you over.
I'm gonna
like,
say in the mental like, never have Steven ask anyone anything ever again.
Wait. Where is here?
Not Earth.
Oh my god.
How much information can you give the guy?
Oh. He's gonna look at you and be like, okay, so you're a mutant, right?
Well,
Is
he
this-
does
He just
look
kind of
a
like
wolf, man.
looks at
Yeah.
he's like, I guess probably.
Well, William's gonna say, well, he's not a furry.
Right, but this isn't like a result of a rift. This is you're a mutant, like you were actually
Well, I
changed.
think Price did this to me.
This is a
So-
result of Price.
Okay.
Did D say that in character?
Yes.
Okay.
Invisible or invisible?
He never declared that he went invisible after the last fight.
So he is
That
visible.
is true.
Well, that's why I'm asking right now. Like, are you?
D is
does he
visible.
hear? Does he see somebody asking the question, or does he? Hear
Well, I don't know if
somebody
he
saying
can
the
see through the door right now anyway, with the door being a image. You guys haven't clarified
X-ray.
if there's- if it's
That's true.
transparent
You have
at
a
all.
bunch of X-rays.
And yeah, D would be like, this would want the force field to be kind of like a two-way mirror effect anyway, so that people can't see who's.
Okay.
Amanda would ask Paul. Actually,
I feel like he was.
we
about
haven't
to-
found out his name in out of character. We
Oh,
haven't
yeah.
found out his name yet, have we? We just see it from the.
Nope,
chat
you didn't
roll.
ask at all. You just
So-
started off with like,
Yeah.
what's the date?
Do you know you're not human? Like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Do you know your entire
Did he, have
life's
like
a lie?
did he have like a name tag? He was a clerk or something.
He does
right?
not have a name tag on.
Aw, like a wallet.
Amanda would
We
be
I
ever
mean,
like,
search
he
him,
might
like-
have a wallet.
Did
but
we
you
ever
haven't
search
searched
him like we
no,
said?
you've never searched
Amanda
him.
will ask.
You guys talked about
X-rayed him.
searching him, and
We
then
did it
didn't
again.
do it.
we
Well, that
X-rayed
would
him.
have
Amanda
showed
would
up
ask.
on the X-ray.
That would
would've
have shown
showed
up
up
on the X-ray.
Yeah, there's
Amanda asked him what's
there's a
his name.
wallet in his back pocket. What?
What's your name, buddy?
He's gone like, oh my god. Okay, so presumably you're not the only mutant here. So someone who is identifiable as a mutant kidnapped me and possibly also the commissioner.
Well, they shot you. That's
They
not as important.
shot
You're
me?
alive. You're alive. I mean, you're fine.
Amanda,
You're fine.
Amanda's gonna be like, Steven.
Okay, out of
First
character,
off-
I feel like Steven was the guy in a hostage situation where they have a gun against someone's head. He's like, drop the gun. They're like, no, and then bang. They
All right.
said no.
At this point, D is going to cast an illusion around Steven's mouth so that anything that he says will come out as white noise.
He's muted right now. Does that
Okay.
work?
Question.
So-
So this force field, what all is it capable of stopping? Is it capable of stopping energy?
Oh yeah, I probably wouldn't be able to do that through a force field, huh?
That's
Yeah.
not energy. That's a perception
Oh.
range check.
Okay, so then,
Power.
yeah, I
This
would
is
assume that
unrelated.
it's going to.
He's asking if he can blast through the door, and the answer
Or
is
not
the
not
an-
blast through.
phase
functionally.
through?
Functionally, you treat the door the same way you would a wall.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you could blast through it, but not. It would.
Well,
absorb
no, I was
somewhere
going to
somehow.
just like turn into light and phase through the door if that was the phase through the force field if that was allowed. But I
Yeah. So currently, there's no special power on it that would prevent that.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
think that would
so
be fine.
William is gonna turn into light and just go through the door like, okay, Stephen, please stop talking. This is not helpful.
Amanda would be
So-
like, "What's your name, buddy? We can start there,
Yeah.
and then if you want to know the whole truth,
Start
I'll tell you the whole
there.
truth."
Backpedal.
You have a lot of questions.
Do you have
Clearly.
any idea how bad you have just made life for people in Nashua?
How?
Oh my god.
Tell us.
Wait.
Give us details.
Steven says how, but all you hear is
yeah.
Amanda would be like,
So I turn back into to normal form and just kind of push Stephen off to the side, like just sit, stay. Good boy.
"So go ahead." I'm sorry. What is your name? I keep referring to you, and I don't know your name.
I cannot believe that. Did you think this through at all?
We thought
Steven's
we
just
did.
gonna shake his head left and right.
What are you so worried about?
Oh,
Again, love to know your name.
paranoia. Like, can just think for a moment about how the city is going to react when word gets out that mutants have found a way into the city and taken the commissioner.
Well,
He's back now.
to be fair, he escaped, so he's
Okay.
probably back.
Okay, but I'm not.
Wait. Is William in the
Oh.
room to hear that or no?
Yeah,
wait,
I
wait, wait.
phased into the room.
phased
Yeah,
in.
you phased
Alright.
in.
and
Okay.
D will be like, it's only you and he will know this right now.
No, you think that, but if he's already back and he has told anybody what happened, which is exactly the type of thing that a commissioner is supposed to do, then the city is probably already going on alert. And
Do you
if
think
they
that he
start
would
doing
cause
that, then
this
there's
mass
going to be
panic?
a crackdown.
Why is a crackdown a bad thing? Amanda's like, I don't understand. First off, like,
A crackdown on who?
Like-
on who?
just
The population? The whole town.
if people
So,
if people know that if people know that there are mutants in Nashua Center, they're going to start freaking out. They're going to start thinking Nashua Center isn't as safe. They're going to start suspecting anybody who seems a little bit strange of being a mutant. It's going to be horrible.
That means
why
we're
would
allowed
why
into
would
Nashua since
Commissioner
as long as it
Price want to
crosses.
scare the population?
I don't know if he would want to scare the population, but if he has to report on being kidnapped, which is a security risk, which is something that he would absolutely have to report on, then that means that somebody knows that mutants got into the city.
Do you think
Politicians don't
politicians will
always
keep a secret?
self-report.
He's not. He's the commissioner of the military.
Okay.
He's not a politician. He's like a general.
Generals don't always self-report.
Generals don't always self-announce security flaws.
So Steven's gonna
If
go up
they
to
want to
Paul.
fix them, they do.
I'm not saying he won't fix it. I'm not saying but I am saying he's not going to scare the populace and tell them that mutants got through. Either way, that's not your situation right now.
Oh, you don't think that the person with an inhuman skeleton should be concerned about the population looking for weird people?
You don't have to go back.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And
We
to
have a
what?
colony.
Stay here with the people that apparently shot me and kidnapped me
Well-
for no reason?
We
Steven.
could drop you off somewhere else.
No, I went to
yeah,
Nashua
colony.
on purpose. Nashua was supposed to be the safe place where I could have a decent life without having to be constantly afraid of raiders and monsters and murder. That was the idea. That
No,
was the
how
point.
did you
So
how did
so the
you
problem-
get into Nashua Center having two chips in you?
Having what?
Oh,
You have
boy.
little chips in you.
What chips?
Flings them onto the screen.
What is that?
Those are microchips that one's for tracking you, and the other one's to blow up your brainstem.
What?
We didn't put them in you.
Why should I
Out of
Yeah,
character, you guys are
every-
awful at like really mind
Yeah,
screwing
everyone's
someone.
like, "Oh, Steven's so bad."
This guy is having the worst
mean-
day.
We didn't put them in you.
What? Who did? What? How am I supposed to believe
Price
that?
We believe
Price
that Price
did.
did.
Why do you believe that? What is that based on?
Believe it or not, he is a supervillain. Because he did put
So-
these in all of us.
D at this point, D will type something, and he'll bring up some of the files from BAE from that's stored in Arvis.
Okay, what's this?
Have a read.
Yeah, I don't know who this person is. Like,
That is your Commissioner Price.
oh, this Dr. Price?
Yes.
Are you sure of that?
We're pretty sure. Yes.
Did you make these documents?
No, we got them from a facility.
Like the BAE facility.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of.
From a lab.
South,
From a lab.
south of Nashua Center.
It's where the mutants were apparently made.
Well, where some of the mutants were apparently made.
Some, where we were made.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the reason why we wanted to talk to Price was to get some answers from these files.
Okay.
He's invaded people's bodies and put implants in them. That's against their will, and he's kidnapped a lot of people to do experimental testing on them. We don't
And I
think that's
can-
right.
I can tell you from experience, they've brought some people back to life that shouldn't have been brought back to life. And I know of at least one person who was turned into a giant head. So that's not natural. So this guy has done some bad stuff.
He's made enemies.
Okay.
Outside of this room, but yes. So yeah, you're working for the wrong dude. So I know you like being in Nashua Center, but this was inevitable. So it's probably best that you're on this side of it and know that it's coming so you can get out before all hell breaks loose.
And go
This-
where?
Well, Nashua Center looks like it's very likely about to turn into a shitstorm anyway, so anywhere else has got to be better than
No,
there. I
we
mean, we
have-
know some nice places. We know some nice
Steven's
places.
Just gonna talk to the group. He's like, don't we have like that colony where Hank grew a bunch of fruit and stuff? We could send him there. It's nice.
You still hear.
I didn't know the party. Can you, like, mind-
unless Gina has her mental link up.
Well, the mental link's always up. It's just not tied into him.
Okay,
Steven
so
says that mentally to everybody in the party.
so
You've been
D,
put on mute.
D will be like, that's an abandoned planet. I don't know if he wants to go to that planet.
That's a
That'd
mentally. That's a
Yeah,
prison
it's-
planet. We're
it's-
not.
it is a
no,
prison
It's a
planet.
no, no, no,
nice
no, 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 no,
prison.
no. Shut you.
No, it's not. It's a barren
Down boy.
wasteland.
I would
Down
I
boy.
would like to not be dropped off on an empty planet? What?
No, this is all through the mental link.
Oh,
You
okay. Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, fair.
can't-
I mean, I've been in prison before. From what I hear, good supply of food. Not
Gina,
being
can you
attacked.
cut
Sounds good.
you cut him off the mental link, please? just and he's now completely silent.
I was
Okay,
He's on
just
mute.
gonna
good.
ask
on mute.
if he was
Score
gonna
drop.
be good if I could drop my illusion, but I guess he's gonna be muted for the rest of the session.
Okay, so I'll say, all right. We do know some very nice settlements that we help protect, where you'll be safe, because we've been doing. Actually, yeah, I guess William would have been briefed on this at some point or another about what's happened at what was the one town,
Free dairy.
Free Dairy, yeah. Hey,
We'd have to check with that free dairy because at least the offline free dairy because
Yeah, you guys never actually
They-
made allies.
they
out of
have
the, online free
the
dairy.
agreement with the offline group, not us.
Well,
Your free
we're
dairy
working.
only has
We're
one.
dealing with that.
We're lone wolves and in this universe.
We'll deal with that later. We're not worried about the logistics right now. We're making promises, which are possibilities. We'll hash it out later. This is
So
this is
possibly
not being
promises
said
we
out
can't
loud.
keep.
That's life.
So is that a deception check?
No, William believes it. He said there's a place. We have a place. Didn't promise that they could go there.
Wait,
Okay.
William doesn't have any idea about that place.
That's what I was saying. What was William briefed or not briefed on all this?
He
I don't know
wasn't
what
briefed on
William
any
He
of
knew.
wasn't briefed on anything, really.
We
Yeah.
haven't really had time for William to ask any questions of substance since he appeared, and then we got attacked by dogs and soldiers, and then
Right.
aliens,
Yeah,
and
William doesn't even know that there's another party that shares this base.
This is true.
he knows that that Ava's there.
Yeah, but he just,
Yeah,
as far as he
okay.
knows, Ava's just someone that lives at the base.
Okay.
I know there's other people, but I don't know anything.
Yeah, he doesn't know where they come from or anything.
Gotcha.
He knows that Ava exists, but he's only ever seen Ava here.
All right. So then, winding it back, William would say, "There's going to be other places in the wasteland, I'm sure, other settlements that are still going to be a lot safer than what you would have to be dealing with right now in Nashua. Aren't you glad you're not in Nashua Center right now with all the crackdowns happening?"
I would rather if that just had not been happening. See,
Well, that was with Price being in charge, it was inevitable that something was going to happen. Either we would do it or someone else would do it. I mean, you had literally a supervillain running the town, so it was going to come back to bite them all at some point.
you keep
There
using
was-
that word.
There was another group that wanted to confront Price
I'm sure there's
by-
been lots of people that have been. There've been lots of people who have tried to get into the city. And
by the name of the Storm.
yeah, I remember that attack.
Well, this group apparently was smarter than the Storm and their ilk, and managed to actually figure it out. So if we can manage it, someone else could have managed it too. It was inevitable.
Yeah, that's.
You don't make that many enemies without someone eventually getting through.
So,
So
does
this
Price
was inevitable.
Does Price know that you're not normal?
No. And I would very much like to have kept it that way.
So you've been hiding this?
Yes, in the city that bans mutants, I have been hiding the. like, that I'm not normal.
Steven's so
You
curious
kidding
what
me?
his power is, but he doesn't know. Can't say anything.
Yeah, Gina says, ask him what he can do. What's his
What can
gift?
you do? What are your gifts?
Gift seems like a strong word.
Or curse, however you want to see it.
Abilities, powers,
However you want to categorize it.
special
We look
things
at it-
that you can
I look
do.
at it as a
Is
gift.
this out of character? Is this thing still picking up live X-ray display?
No, they were just like snapshots
Snapshots.
of.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't have an X-ray like radiation flooding the room. It's only for
More mutations.
Right.
I know, right? We'll just become more mutants.
Answer.
More mutants knee.
Should we make it like the Total Recall like X-ray machine?
Oh, cheapers.
The
I mean, it's just
Cancer-matic 5000.
it's a power that you're buying, which is senses.
Yeah, it's a sense power of some sort.
I think it's just vision penetrates concealment is basically what's happening.
So organs are concealment now. Nice.
I mean, that's how you make X-ray vision in this game. Is
Eh.
penetrates concealment, which you have to actually like give the base that power in order to have been using it. It is.
I have the points to pay for it, but can we just consider it an improvised?
Yeah, it's
Thing
four
for now.
ranks. Yeah. Yeah, it's four equipment points, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, he's He's gonna say, why would I, like, I have been actively hiding for years, and now I'm in, like, what is overtly a bad situation. Why would I just start telling you what my deal is?
We won't tell Price what your deal is.
I don't trust you. Like,
How did you get into Nashua Center if they scan everybody who goes in?
I walked.
Through the front gate?
Yes.
And they scanned you?
Yes.
Huh.
I guess out of character Price didn't do the thing. Those aren't implants from that.
Or they scanned in the wrong place.
They did. They probably scanned in the wrong place. That is a good point.
Yeah, because remember, those dots are not in the arm and
Ah,
the brainstem of that body.
I'm so curious to what his power is, but I can't say anything.
Doesn't someone have the ability to do assessment? But does that help us here?
Assessment just
It only
tells you
tells me
how
tells
powerful they
stats.
are.
Okay.
And it's Amanda can do it, but it just
That's
tells
relative.
you stats. Yeah.
I mean, we could send you back and send a little note along with you, the price,
Oh my god.
if that would make it easier.
What?
Blackmail.
So you want to kill
Amanda's
him.
like looks at D like
I mean,
or
we're-
at the wall.
we
You're
had
like,
already said
"What?"
that we didn't have to say anything. We weren't going to say anything, the price, and you're not being very cooperative. We're just curious. And we've even offered to possibly send you to a different place other than Nashua Center, so you don't have to hide who you are.
If he starts crying, Steven's just gonna give him a hug.
Right, but I mean, consider the fact that you have offered him one thing that he overtly did not want, like, and something that he was already handling on his own. Like, you haven't actually offered him anything of value yet.
Did Steven give
Well,
him a
we
hug?
can ask. What would you like?
I don't know now. Oh, goodness.
As crude as our methods are, we are looking to help people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we're a bumbling A team.
It's not like we intended to screw this guy over. He just happened to be in the wrong
Yeah,
place
you
at
were-
the wrong
you were-
time.
unfortunately in the wrong place at the wrong time. There is someone in Nashua Center who reached out to us, who's hooked up to life support and a bunch of other wires somewhere in Nashua Center. We haven't pinpointed them yet.
They're hooked up to
Asking
life
for our help.
support?
Yeah,
Yes.
so,
So-
William doesn't know about this, so
Is this not, like... Is that not a good thing? That they're...
So we believe this person is actually in control of, is a mutant who is being tapped into and being used to control the Nashua Center defenses.
Out of character, they asked for help, right?
Yes,
Okay, yeah.
and
That's a heck of a claim.
D will drop his illusion on Steven, seeing that Steven has been quiet for a little bit.
Okay.
don't forget Desmona. Don't forget Desmona. But
We
she
had
was tortured
yeah.
as well.
We had another mutant who had actually escaped from Nashua Center who was being tortured and experimented on beneath the town city hall. So we are doing we know that Nashua Center is a trade center for the area, and we are doing all that we can to not destabilize
So
the
you
rest
had
of the area.
so you had contingencies in place for if you didn't return price, or if you did return price.
We were going before we got any answers from Price. We were prepared to attempt to try to help replace the mutant with a computer system to run the defenses, but negotiations or the discussion never got to that point.
Wait, so in terms of you're trying to not destabilize anything, but you kidnapped the commissioner without any contingencies for handling what would happen when people noticed that he had been kidnapped.
We removed him from the privacy of his house,
Oh my god.
undetected. And we were going to return him back.
So the goal was to bring him here and do the negotiations, and then bring him back safe and sound. But he cut out the middleman, cut out the negotiations, and just kind of went back on his own.
We understand it's a difficult situation, but Commissioner Price is not a good man.
Do you have evidence for any of these things?
Out of character. Didn't D just throw up all the logs that we
did.
He did toss up some logs up there. He tossed up some files on specimens. He threw up some specimen files that list a Dr. Price. But you claim that you know that that's the same person as Commissioner Price, but you haven't shown any connection to that.
I mean,
he doesn't have any idea where these things came from, other than the fact that you said you didn't make them yourselves.
I'll ask if Arvis has any footage from our conversation with Commissioner Price.
Can Gina brain beam? Memories
Gina
into
could.
him?
Gina
Gina could.
brain.
That's true.
I could read his mind.
But you can communicate. You could just communicate your vision, what you saw.
Because he did say that he was involved in their discussion with Price, and he said that he wasn't involved in the abductions, but he was definitely involved with the experiments, and with Subject Zero. Or Specimen Zero.
All right. So have you? Are you saying any of this out loud, or?
So
you asked Arvis if there's footage. Arvis will tell you there is footage. Yes.
Okay. So let's bring that up. The point that of the footage that I had just been talking about.
Okay. So you watch the footage. Dude is gonna kind of sit down on the seat in there as he's watching it, and not really be saying anything.
Insight. That was awful. Amanda. Thank you.
Eric, you talk. Oh.
I love how I've got to. No. Oh yes. Okay, now I understand. Man, it's got to whisper in D's ear, and be like.
Yeah, I mean, he seems kind of shocked. Seems like he's processing.
So Amanda will notice that, but Dee won't.
Right.
He's processing it. Amanda's
You said that mentally to everybody?
yes.
Okay.
He's processing. He's thinking about it. We might be moving the needle a little bit.
I mean, I know that this is a lot to process. I mean, at this point, I'll ask mentally. I'm like, do we want to make this guy a little bit more comfortable now that he's here? It doesn't seem like he's going to be a threat. Do we
Whoa.
drop?
It's a hotel now. I mean, guest quarters was a.
It is guest quarters.
It is,
Quotes.
but I mean, do we make it less intimidating for him now that it seems like he's realizing that there's something wrong, and that he
or the
is most likely was most likely betrayed by Price as well.
Or not betrayed so much as just Price was leading everyone on about.
Right, but I'm like, do we afford him a little bit less intimidation?
Steven's just gonna ask him, "Hey, do you want something to eat?"
Amanda
hungry?
would be like,
yeah, I am.
Amanda's mentally communicating and going, yeah, I don't know what the end game is with this. Do we offer him asylum? Is that where we're going at? Like,
No, I mean just that he is not being seen as a prisoner right now.
I think he seems like a pretty nice guy.
Like,
well,
I don't think that
Amanda's kind of like, we just had one person
keep him here, but I don't think that we need to force him to be a prisoner. I don't think that he's going to do anything.
What does not a prisoner look like to you, D?
Not being behind a force field, for one.
So you want him roaming around our base?
He's got a collar on.
He does have a collar on. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that nothing feels like non-imprisonment, but being able to roam around, but you have a collar on your neck.
I mean, we can.
That's why I was kind of like.
We can keep him contained to this area, but I mean,
sounds like imprisonment when you talk about containment. Someone.
He doesn't need to stay in
a cell.
A cell is what I'm trying to say right now.
He tells us what his powers are, and we'll let him roam a little bit.
Oh boy.
In the the base? Amanda's like, guys, we just killed the last thing that was roaming around in the base. Like,
did you say that out loud?
That's a mental link.
Okay. That's mental link.
But I'm just kind of like, we just slaughtered the last thing.
As they say that.
What if the offline group's gonna kill him?
In retaliation, you kill our prisoner, we kill yours.
You kill our guest, we kill yours.
Next week he's in Tupperware.
Ooh, Steven walks into the morgue like, niblets.
Hey, 5, is that pot roast ready?
Yeah, whip him
I
up
think
with a
now
knife.
would be about the time it would be ready.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll invite him for dinner.
Do you mind getting a plate and bringing it to our guest?
Me or yeah?
No, I'm asking 5 because you're
okay.
in the cell right now.
Yeah, that's true.
If 5's got the culinary skills, he's the cook.
He is.
Yeah, how big
I
are
made
these
some mac
cells?
and
Because there's
cheese.
currently 4 people standing in here.
I mean, it
it's
would
cozy.
probably be
It's
like
cozy.
an 8x8 cell.
It's cozy.
Okay.
So it's not like it's not going to be like super small, but it's not going to be super big either.
Right.
I mean, it's cozy. My office
Like an
is 10 by
interrogation
10.
room.
Amanda's gonna be like in the mental league. Look, I think we should just leave him be in the cell for a little bit. Let him enjoy a good meal, and let him just take a process of all this. We're probably all up in his business.
Can Steven ask to see his ID? Just so we've searched him to some degree. Just like yeah,
Yeah, do you have a driver's license on him?
Yeah.
Yeah, did we actually ever
A
get his
wallet?
name?
No,
I don't
you
think we
haven't.
did.
No.
Because you were asking for his
Sorry.
name while he was ranting about like being kidnapped.
I just like.
No,
Can we
that's
see your
right.
wallet just for a sec? To
No,
confirm?
let's not do that.
What are we gonna do then if we don't just ask for his wallet, or ask him?
I mean, now that he's not ranting, you could probably try again with trying to ask his name.
Amanda would go back and say, "So, what should we call you? What's your name?"
Paul.
Okay, Paul. That's kind of where I'm at right now.
That's all I got, guys.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
Does 5 bring a plate of food?
Yes.
Amanda's gonna gesture towards the door to be opened at the prison door, the guest door to be open, so she can walk out and leave him to his meal.
You see a shimmer.
Amanda walks out.
Who else is walking out?
Still there.
That'd be
I would
awkward.
I would drag Steven with you so he doesn't eat off his plate or bag.
Amanda will telekinetically drag him across out of the room.
Steven was gonna like.
I'm okay with her doing a roll for that if I need to.
Yeah.
You just want like, just really want to ask that.
Yeah. Are you gonna resist that, Steve?
Just like I
Oh,
grab
boy.
the table and like such by the way about your powers. Like you're kind of a meat Gundam person, so I was just wondering how exactly that's going. Like what does it do exactly? I'm just really curious.
I say you're gonna have to roll to actually grab him if he's trying
Okay.
to resist.
Oh, boy.
Base strength Steven or big Steven?
Well, yeah.
No, basically.
Base strength.
Big Steven wouldn't fit in the cell.
That's
Well,
true.
he's water now. He can form to the room.
So then he just drowned the guy. Okay.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Exactly. What do you prefer, Steven in the room or Steven waterboarding?
I'll just create a sponge or
roll, though.
something.
I'm gonna roll. Okay, strength.
Well, okay. Well, first, Amanda has to roll to actually try to grab you. So that's
Yes.
that's an attack using D20 plus your ranks in the effect that you're using to do that, which is like, or yeah, it's Mind Blast. It's the Mind Blast skill. It's the same skill you use to Mind Blast.
I think that works.
So 20. Does 20 hit you?
I rolled 16 for strength.
Okay. Well, that's not
Oh, wait,
relevant right
What's
now.
your dodge?
My dodge.
Your dodge and parry DCs, whichever one is
Yeah,
higher.
dodge is 16.
And Perry is.
Parry is 13.
Yeah, that's your
Okay.
DC. Okay, so yeah, 20 hits
It
then.
hits.
And now, what is your ranks in telekinesis?
6.
6. So, you guys
So
are.
the DC is right. It's 15 plus 6.
It's 10 plus 6.
Oh, 10 plus 6?
Yes, because it's not damage.
Oh, okay.
So
So Steven would actually... Ty goes
season. Well, so Ty goes to PCs. But officially, the DC is supposed to be the number you have to hit to succeed. So
Okay.
he can resist. It's tough for a moment there. This round it's going to be like he's not going to be moving, but it's going to be it's going to be obvious that he's fighting against it.
Like my legs get lifted up off the ground. Just like holding onto
Yeah.
the table. Like,
So is Steven still talking?
I just wanted. All I asked was, so what's your powers?
So...
And I get dragged out of the room.
Well, you get pulled, but you don't get dragged out of the room.
Yeah.
Attempted to.
So D will cast the illusion over Steven's mouth again, and all
Okay.
you'll hear when he opens his mouth is white noise again.
So he didn't even get a chance to just ask about.
Well, I
the
mean,
powers.
you asked, and then the illusion happened. Yeah.
Yeah, then the
Yeah,
illusion happens.
that's all he said though. That's it. He's
Yep.
just curious.
You'll have to excuse Steven here. He's
Is Paul not gonna
very
reply?
how should we put it?
Spastic.
Mm-hmm. Eager.
Spastic.
Very eager.
Eager. That's
Yes.
what I wanted to say.
You know what a chihuahua is, right? He embodies the mind of a chihuahua.
In the mental link, Steven is gonna ask. I thought like that's one of the most important things we should ask.
The guy just had a huge bomb dropped on him. Plus, I shot him in the head.
Fair enough.
I think he just needs some time to himself. So let's give him some time to process this. Have a meal. D will type something on the on the keyboard, and a little intercom button will show up inside the cell.
Okay.
For safety, we're gonna have to put up the wall again. But if you need anything, you can hit the button there, and we'll be able to hear you.
Okay.
We'll give you some time to yourself, and we'll come back later and have some more discussion.
Right. Well, it's 11 o'clock. Are we calling it there, or are you guys gonna try to figure out what you're doing next first?
I think that's a good place, like narratively to end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
This is
feel
gonna
like-
be eating at me all week about the meat Gundam man.
What is his deal?
Why is he a Gundam made of meat?
Why won't he talk to me?
That could be option B. We just leave Steven in the same room as them and just let them like,
Noise torture.
you know, that's
Oh,
a
God.
form of torture. Just that's your new inmate, buddy.
So everybody
Steven.
leaves the cell, right?
Yeah.
So narratively, D will put up the force shield again, but he'll disable the two-way mirror.
So it's
thing,
transparent.
So it's transparent now. So he can actually see, like, people
That's a gif
entering
of,
and leaving the
Steven.
room.
That's a gif of Steven interviewing.
So you can't just like make like a nice picture beach scene
no.
on the projector wall.
We could.
Amanda would recommend that because that's probably would make it feel slightly less like a prison cell.
You posted that in movies.
I thought that I was in the online channel. I was not.
Where's the movie channel then?
It's the one that's highlighted as having a new message.
Oh. Now I see it. Yeah. Wait, no, that's general.
I'll ask him what he would. I'll ask Paul what he would prefer.
What are my options here?
We could project the nice picture onto there, or like kind of like a scene, or you can just see the rest of our guest quarters, or you could have the mirror.
Look, it's all the same to you. I gonna try to get some sleep after I eat because I've been working all day.
Okay, so what I'll do is I will give him another control that can turn off the lights.
Okay.
Is his collar active?
It's
Yeah, I know.
on him. He didn't ask us about it.
That's true. He hasn't asked about it.
Amanda would
So-
telekinetically or mentally tell Gina, D's working on it at least. You know, the whole collar thing. He's trying to make it more comfortable living, even though he's got an explosive collar strapped around his neck. You
Yeah.
know.
I don't know if we want to
It's a
give him
step in the right.
privacy if it's not on to stop, because we don't know what he can do.
Amanda would tell the group she is very concerned that we don't know what he can do, even though he does seem nicer and wrong place, wrong time guy.
We did shoot him in the head.
No, I shot him in the head.
That's true.
There you
He
go.
is
Take an ownership of it. Take
Yeah.
ownership of that bullet.
It only took 2 seasons to brainwash him into thinking it was wear him down.
So, just taking a step back, we accomplished very little this session outside of like traumatizing a civilian. That's what we've done.
We fed him dinner.
He was a mutant. We fed him.
We could have an entire paw arc, honestly.
And now what do we do with them? That's the
Well-
question we're going to take a week to figure out.
We can ask the offline group if they can see if New Dairy will take them.
Yeah, that's
It's
what I
the
was
safest.
thinking.
It's the safest area.
Since we haven't established any place like that for us.
Because they have political alliances.
I just hope his power isn't becoming a living nuke.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that'd be.
Self-detonate.
But
That
Hey,
there's
we
a-
can put a guy for you. Boom. Oh.
Well,
There's
radiation
a-
would have showed up on the X-ray, so you know.
wasn't
It
that
could be a bio nuke.
a Justice League Unlimited episode
Where someone was a nuke.
Good idea.
Probably.
Yeah. where someone had nuclear.
That was that. I
Like,
thought
No, that was Heroes. That was Heroes.
Wasn't that Superman?
Yes, it was. There
So,
was
like,
there was an
DC
episode of Heroes.
It
Captain
was an
Well-
episode of Heroes.
Well, there was also
Well-
the episode with Ace, from the Royal Flush Gang in Batman. I think it was.
Yeah.
It's a trope at this
Yeah.
point. I think several comic book series have picked that up.
Crap.
So did you see it going like that, Tim?
Roughly, yeah.
Okay. Wow.
He knows us.
We
He
didn't
knows
go
us.
that off script. That's cool.
The team will take pity on the poor souls that we've ruined their lives, but
Yeah, we're an odd group like that. We'll put a bullet in someone's head and then feel bad about it. Like, you know. Here,
never
let's-
before.
Let's make you a
putting the
cookie a
bullet in,
meal.
but
well, I had to knock him out somehow. It was just I didn't didn't expect that critical.
Headshots are not recommended as a means of knocking people out, generally speaking.
yeah,
At least unless you don't want them to wake back up.
yeah. For future
Yeah.
reference, usually knocking people out means blunt force trauma. At
Well,
best.
I don't
Oddly
have
enough,
any
in this
blunt
game-
force
or
trauma.
medicine. No, but you have like
In this game mechanic,
Chemistry.
it works
I
as
do.
against.
But I don't have tranquilizer darts or anything like that.
Why bother? I mean, you
Why
just shoot
bother
them and
when-
they're incapacitated.
Yeah. You shoot them and they're incapacitated, and then they're fine. You just treat them. It's comic books.
Potato, potato.
all right. Well,
It's the same effect.
all right. Well, to anyone who was tuning in, thank you very much for joining us this week. We'll be back very soon. This coming in a week. We'll be back in a week. The backups on YouTube are not going up right now because I'm trying to maintain order because it'll be very confusing if we don't. And right now we have an episode that we need to edit from last week, which for some reason kept disconnecting. So that's last week's episode is 11 different videos that we have to patch together. And so rather than putting 11 videos up on YouTube, I've just halted the YouTube uploads until we can patch that together into one video. So yeah, but thanks for joining us. We'll be back in a week, and maybe there'll be some other streaming that happens before then. You can join us on Discord in the meantime, and hang out and give feedback on things, and just generally tell us about projects you're working on or whatever, and have someone to talk to about things that are going on in the world right now is a new section of the Discord we set up. I think that's about it, unless anyone wants to plug anything that you're doing specifically. But yeah. All right, cool. Thank you very much. See you next time.
Oh, how many PowerPoints do we get?
Oh, yeah.
And people need to hand out hero points if they want to.
I will give mine to Steven for being absolutely useless. Oh, for eating the squid. That's right. For eating the squid and not dying.
Yep, I'll give mine to Amanda for doing Amanda things.
I'm gonna give mine to D because he actually was like putting up a bunch of information and like doing the X-rays, which is very crucial.
To Steven for asking the real questions.
The real stupid questions.
Well, they were direct, if nothing else.
One PowerPoint, by the way.
And I will also give a hero point to. Wait, did I already give a hero point? Or no?
No, I was the only one who gave out a
Yeah.
hero
Gave a
point
hero
during
point.
the session.
So I'll give a hero point to Steven as well for keeping it crazy.
Yeah.
One hero point.
Yeah.
That's about
Nice.
right for this session.
Steven's
we really
cleaning up tonight.
Yeah. Steve's getting a lot of points.
I mean,
Hank
he
did
did like.
nothing.
Hank
I don't
was-
think Hank even said anything.
No,
He didn't
Hank
say
just
anything.
watched everything happen.
Nice.
So
Eat
what?
some popcorn.
What format are you dealing with for the videos that need to be joined together?
I'm gonna handle it. I've just had too much on my plate.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
I've got all the editing software.
Yeah, it was.
Because I was gonna say, like, you could always like use an application like MKV Toolnix, and it can just join all those files together for you.
Yeah, Tripper does videography and video editing and stuff.
Yeah, I know.
So I assume that he has everything he needs to do it. I don't necessarily know or care what that is.
Okay.
But he and he also has access to the files. I've already put them in a place where he can access them. But it was understood when we talked that it was as soon as he can.
Yeah.
Whenever that is, type of thing.
Yeah, because I was just gonna say that's a pretty easy job to do.
I'm sure it'll be easy. I don't know how much of a gap there is between some of the videos, and so he might opt to put something in some of those gaps if it's not immediate. I think some of them basically were just like that. Yeah. Like you just put them next to each other and no one will even know that there was a break.
I'll know when I get to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have no idea. I haven't checked them.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, because I had to do that for the Lord of the Rings extended editions when I ripped them from Blu-rays.
Shh. That didn't happen.
What do you mean?
We're not on stream anymore.
I think. Yeah, no, we are. I think he hasn't legally.
So I
legally
own all of these, and I do have a Plex library that I stream all of my movies in my house with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now the cocaine he has, that's completely illegal.
Yeah, the cocaine is illegal, but the.
But the DVDs, I bought them.
Don't even say that. We're not going to joke about that.
Okay, yeah, no, that was an inappropriate joke. We should not.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but
no,
yes,
but yeah,
I do own
legal.
those. Do own those Blu-rays?
Yeah,
legally. I have like 3,000 movies that I own.
Yeah, so. The ripping format is something that we've talked about a few years ago. As being legal. So.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end stream there, though. Have a good night, everybody. If anybody else wants to say good night, now it's time to do it.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
There.